Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, and Happy New Year to everybody. And it is that time to do the year-end list. I know a lot of people have already gotten theirs done, but I prefer to wait to the beginning of the year simply because they get those late releases that have the potential to make it onto the list. But let's face it, I mean, I know I missed a bunch of stuff, and I just didn't have enough time with a lot of these releases. Uh, to decide whether they were going to make it on the list. And let's just face it, while the year last year was shitty as hell, a lot of great music, and bands couldn't tour, so they had plenty of time to write and record. So got a lot of cool stuff. But all of these are just 25 of some of my favorite EPs and demos from last year. These are not in any kind of order. It's just how I happened to lay them whenever I was picking them out. But the first little stack I'm going to go through is all stuff that I've done reviews for. So if you want my full thoughts on them, then go check those reviews out. So I'm going to get through these as quickly as I can here because there is a lot. Like I said, there are 25 to go through. Starting off with Bodom After Midnight, Paint the Sky with Blood. Melodic death / power metal out of Finland. This was Alexi Laiho's new project after the demise of Children of Bodom. This is the only release they put out, sadly, before his passing, but it just sounds like prime Children of Bodom. So if you love that band, you'll love that EP. Then we have Tribal Gaze with Godless Voyage. Solid death metal out of Longview, Texas. Heavy riffs, great bass and drum work, and just absolutely nasty vocals. Then we have Black Hole Deity, Lair of Zenelich. Death metal band out of Birmingham, Alabama. This is heavy, technical, and just a very melodic death metal debut EP. Definitely go check these dudes out. And then a definite surprise release of the year. The band just kind of dropped it on us out of the blue, but man, is it a banger. This is Gatecreeper with An Unexpected Reality. It's a very varied sounding release, but it packs a hell of a punch. Then we have Summoner with Demo 2021. Brutal death metal band from Oakland, California. Just absolute banger of a demo. Sounds like prime old school brutal death metal. So if that's your thing, go check them out. And then the next three are actually all Wise Blood Records releases. That upstart label from here in Indiana has just put out a lot of cool stuff, and these are three of my favorites. Mother of Graves with In Somber Dreams. Melodic Death Doom out of Indianapolis. Absolutely fantastic debut EP, and definitely one of my most played releases of the year. Then we have Empty Throne with Glossolalia. This is black and death metal from South Dakota, and there's members out in California as well. Just a heavy, evil-sounding EP featuring Anger Rot members. Go check that out. And another one of my most played EPs of the year. This is Grave Ripper with Radiated Remains. Awesome black thrash out of Indianapolis. Go check this out. This is so freaking good. Like I said, it's one of my most played releases. And lastly, we have Stabbing with Demo 2021. Heavy hitting, brutal death metal out of Texas. Played pretty much old school brutal death metal, Texas style. And they have a twofer on this list because I'm also including their debut EP as well. I will be doing a review for this at some point, but this is absolutely killer EP. Go check this out. All right, moving on. The first one in the ones that I didn't do reviews for did not get a physical release. It is a digital only release, and that is Eyes of Perdition with Incendiary Truce. Absolutely awesome. Death metal band out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Kind of has some hardcore tinges to it as well. It's just an awesome debut EP filled with just heavy riffs, really thick bass, some solid drumming, all topped off with the just absolutely ferocious and varied vocals of Lindsay O. A lot of potential for this band, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more from them. And then, of course, my friends over in this band put out some new material. So of course there was always a potential when this band puts out stuff that they're going to end up on my year-end list, and that is Sojourner with Perennial. Of course, epic, atmospheric metal band with members split up between Sweden and New Zealand. This is basically a stopgap EP of sorts, for lack of a better term, to basically not only give us some new material until they write the next full length, but also to introduce the new members in the band, because they had to replace a couple of members. But yeah, this is just absolutely amazing in my opinion. There's a variety of styles here, from death metal to black metal to doom. It's catchy, it's heavy, and honestly, this gives me the chills up and down my spine, same as when I first heard their debut album all those years ago. And I've been friends with Emilio and Mike, basically the two main guys behind this project. And yeah, I will be doing a review of this at some point, but this is absolutely fantastic. Go check this out. All right, get this other stack out here real quick. Next up, Living Wreckage with One Foot in the Grave. Yeah, this is a hard rock / heavy metal band with kind of modern tendencies. Project of the guitarist from Shadows Fall. This is just 3 tracks of just absolutely heavy, yet melodic and very catchy hard rock and metal with some great vocals, and really just some solid musicianship throughout. I'm really looking forward to a debut full length from them. Then we have Metaphobic with Demo 2021. These guys are a death metal band out of Atlanta, Georgia. This is their debut demo. 3 tracks of just pretty much old school sounding death metal with low and very powerful growls and some absolutely killer guitar solos, and really good bass work. I love the tone to it. Definitely has a very Alex Webster-ish feel. Then we have Hideous Divinity with LV 426. And of course, these guys are a technical, brutal death metal band out of Rome, Italy. This is the first of actually 2 EPs they released in 2021. I had not picked up the other one yet. Heavy, evil-sounding death metal with really great double bass work, solid blast beats. I love the ferocious growls and screams on here. It has me anxious for the next full length, that's for sure. Then we have Unfathomable Ruination with Decennium Ruinae. This is the band's second EP overall. This is basically 3 brand new tracks and a re-recorded song. Really absolutely killer EP, full of awesome blast beats, fast technical guitar riffs, and these low guttural growls. Pretty much that's just the name of the game. So if that's your thing, go check that one out. All right. Sorry, I get my notes all fixed here. Then we have Fossilization with He Whose Name Was Long Forgotten. Death Doom band out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. This is their debut EP, and all the songs here are just filled with this heavy, evil-sounding guitar riffs. Kind of gets oppressive at times with these just low, cavernous growls. I just absolutely loved this EP. I was really happy to get a copy, and I was also happy to finally get a shirt from this band as well. Heading back down to Texas, we have Wolf Skull with Satanic Death Militia. Yeah, Black and Death thrash out of Houston, Texas. This is just 6 tracks of thrashy, satanic hymns that come in, kick you in the face, and leave you dazed and just wanting more. Absolutely fantastic EP, in my opinion. Go check that one out. And of course, we talk about satanic militias. Now we kind of move on to the opposite side of the spectrum here. This is Impending Doom with Hellbent. And this was another surprise release for me, because I did not know they were even putting anything out, because it's been a while since they put out an album. In fact, this is their first release in 3 years, but they returned with 5 songs just filled with fast, heavy riffs. Of course, you got to have those chugged riffs, because this is deathcore here. But yeah, thick bass lines, absolutely, that tone is amazing, and I just love the ferocious vocal delivery on here. Definitely go check out the new Impending Doom EP. Next up, Demon King with The Final Tyranny. Yeah, this is a blackened technical death metal band out of Nashville, Tennessee. And it's basically a project featuring current and former members of the band Inferi. This is their debut EP, just full of, the fast, techie riffs that you were expecting from, guys of this caliber, and then even more techier sounding bass lines, insane double bass work on this EP, and this nasty, snarled vocals. Absolutely killer EP. Then we have Shrieking Demons with Diabolical Regurgitations. Death metal band out of Sicily, Italy. This is their debut EP and was actually unknown to me until I just happened to stumble upon this on the Caligari Records Bandcamp one day. But this is just some slow to kind of mid-paced, riff-heavy death metal with great guitar solos, really thick and heavy bass, great drum work, and just these low growls, just with these shouts that just absolutely sound deranged. Absolutely killer stuff. Then we're heading down south to Australia with Ashen and Godless Oath. Another one I was really happy I was finally able to track down a copy of. This is death metal out of Perth, Australia. Debut EP, and again, this is just solid, old school sounding death metal. And the vocals on here at times just sound absolutely maniacal. You owe it to yourself to check out this EP. All right, my notes all shuffled here. Sorry. Real professional, ain't I? Then we have Dangerous Mutation with Ripped in Half. One-man death thrash band out of, project, I guess you could say, out of Spain. Again, more old-school sounding death metal with some really great guitar solos on here. I love his low growl and just the really killer backing screams that he does on here. And when you open your EP with a sample from The Evil Dead, that's never a bad thing either. Next up, Isolated AD, No King to Conquer. And yeah, this is a death metal / hardcore band out of Statesville, North Carolina. This is the band's debut EP. This is just filled with slow, heavy riffing, death metal with more kind of fast-paced, black metal-esque riffs at times as well. Really thick bass, lots of good blast beats, and just heavy, mid-range growls. Definitely worth checking out, in my opinion. And last but most certainly not least, we have another Wise Blood Records release. And this is one of the most disturbing releases that I have heard in a long time. But this is Funerary with The First Manifestation. And yeah, this is a raw black metal band out of Terre Haute, Indiana, so the northern part of the state. Debut EP for this band, and it's just one long 18-minute song just filled with absolutely disturbing black metal. You get sounds of war, you get noise elements, you get screams of women, and just these maniacal sounding screams, and that's even before the actual music kicks in. And then you get that raw guitar tone, and just absolutely your standard raw black metal, very bleak and raw guitars, and the screams are just agonizing. It's just very raspy, very agonizing. It makes you want to come back and listen to it over and over again. That's the thing about it. It's creepy, but you kind of get sucked into it. And I absolutely love that about this. So yeah, Funerary, go check them out. And yeah, that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. The full-length album list will be coming soon, so stick around for that. And until next time, stay brutal.